Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the
Hey.
show. It is the last day of March. Can you believe that? Tomorrow is going to be the first.
We've already had
April.
a whole quarter of the year.
Is that me? Are you there, Nico? Right, we're back.
I'm here.
I don't know what that was. Okay, I don't know what
I
that
thought
was.
it was me.
Anyway, so it's I don't know. We're myself and Nikkei are in Luton. Shelley is in Weymouth. Technology, can you see? Look, out and about. Luton is a bit grey. It's not overly warm out there either, but yeah. So, Shelley, how are you doing?
I'm good. Managed to get down to Weymouth yesterday. Bit of a pain with traffic and stuff, but then I thought it might be anyway because kids' holidays always comes down this way. So yeah. I was on the beach here earlier because there's a cafe that's right actually on the beach. It's cool as shit, and you are underneath me is the sand, but I'm planks of wood. Yeah, there was a few children around. Now everyone's woken up, had their breakfast, and they're ready to come down onto the beach. So it's busy. And I'll give you a secret.
Ooh.
They call them waffles here. That's if you're a tourist.
Waffles.
You can say that. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
I'll type it because I don't want to shout it too loud. I'll type it.
Where are you typing that? Where am I going to see
It's going to go into the chat. It's going to go into the comments.
Who's a grockle then?
Tourists.
Do they now?
Tourists.
That sounds rude.
Well, now you know what it's called, then yeah. But if you didn't know that's what it was called, then you wouldn't know.
So were you a grockle?
You need to be a local. No, I'm I'm part time. I don't live there, but my mum does, and she lived there long enough. I'm part time local.
Okay. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm very good, thank you. I am, yes, exceptionally well. Looking forward to Easter. And I'm still buzzing from Bleed's event on Saturday, which was exceptionally good. Yeah, it's all very exceptional.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm okay. I'm still have the joy of V's event on Saturday, and my flowers are just here in front of me as well, which is lovely. It was a fabulous event, absolutely fabulous event. Fibros, hysterectomy and beyond. It was really, really good, really good. And then I was in Leicester on Sunday with my brother and his family for my nephew's 13th. So he's now a teenager, and it's like, wow, where's that time just gone? It's just gone. Yeah, looking forward to Easter. I'm off as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Actually, I say that makes a change. That's not true because I normally book Easter off anyway. But sometimes not all of it.
Yeah.
But yes, off Easter. I cook up a storm on Good Friday. So looking forward to that. And yeah, and my brother's coming down from Ellesmere Port.
Ellesmere Port.
Yeah, Marcel's coming down. So yeah, that'll be nice as well. So yes, all good. It's all good. So behind Shelley, there's a Helter Skelter. I haven't seen one of them in a long, long time. Look, Helter Skelter.
Oh my God.
And then this side.
Helter Skelter to mean everything's running around. Or you're late and you're running Helter Skelter to get ready.
You've got a small, big wheel, and just underneath that, I'm sat the wrong side actually. They've got donkeys on the beach as well.
Oh,
So
how appropriate.
it's all traditional. And
Yeah.
How much
here,
donkey ride?
here was where the first, so they say, Punch and Judy show was on this beach. First ever.
Really?
Yeah, so they say.
Do they still have Punch and Judy shows now?
He hasn't been doing it for the past couple of years, but yes, he has still done it. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And the kids
And do they still
love it.
Do they still do all of the hitting on the head and all of that business?
Not quite so much, but yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it is very old-fashioned. Yeah,
is that
very.
Okay. I just remember that from childhood.
Yeah,
Punch and Judy is not easy, is it? That's full on. I'm going to beat you up with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
If anybody, whoever's watching, if you've got any comments about Punch and Judy, just let us know, because it's just like, wow, how is that in this world that's trying to be a little bit PC,
a little bit,
or a lot PC,
Yes.
PC. Mind your P's and Q's. We still have Punch and Judy. Okay. Anyway, we do have a guest today. Whilst we're talking about Punch and Judy, we do have a guest. And here she is. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent.
I am good. Just before we go to you, the lovely Norma is watching.
Hi, Norma.
Oh.
And Punch and Judy terrified her when she was little. See? Because I can't even find anything other than my ruler. It was a good old bashing of whoever. Punch, Judy, I don't know. Did they do it to each other? Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
I wonder if that's why people are really, really scared of policemen. Because that's what the policeman going after him.
Was it the policeman?
And they had a crocodile. Then? The crocodile was trying to eat people. Yeah.
It's
so odd.
It says here, right?
The policeman was awful.
Is Punch and Judy still allowed in the UK?
Yeah.
And it says, the AI overview says, Punch and Judy is not officially banned nationwide in the UK, but it faces increasing criticism and spot cancellations by local councils and organisations. Shows are occasionally cancelled, particularly over concerns about domestic violence themes or because they are considered outdated, inappropriate, and harmful to children.
Yeah.
So, at some point then, do you think they'll ban them?
I think so. I suppose it depends. Because it's such an old traditional thing, it will probably just die out, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy that comes down here he's got the very traditional setup, so he was taking a while to actually get it all sorted. So I just got scared out by a crow.
Because they're wondering what you're doing and who you're talking to. They don't know what's going on. All they can do is see you and you're talking.
He just did a look round to see if I've got any food that he could lick.
We do have a guest. So, Majendi, hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Oh,
really lovely to be here with you ladies.
Wonderful. Now, Nike can't hear you, I think.
I can't.
You can't hear me?
At all. I can hear you and I can hear Shelley, but I can't hear Majendi.
I don't know what that is then, because I can hear her.
Let me log off and log back on again.
All right, you do that. So, we are just going to carry on whilst Nike goes and comes back again. Are you logging off? Are you staying on? What are you doing? It's gone. Who knows? So, tell us a bit about you
Yeah.
before we go into what it is that you do. Okay.
Okay. So I'm Majendi Jarrett. I am founder of Marley's Art Foundation. It's a mental health charity that supports young children and young people with anxiety, social disorders, depression, and other mental health issues. It's a foundation which I started when I lost my 18-year-old son to suicide, and it's been going on now. Come May, it would be 5 years. Basically, what we try
Wow.
to do is to give children and young people up to 18 access to art therapy, another alternative to get them to express how they feel, their thoughts, and to help them to get to a better mental health place. I'm also an author. Sorry.
No, I just said that's fantastic.
Thank you. I'm also an author. My books, I've got 4 books which are currently available on Amazon. My books are all around, mental health, my lived experience, how I have coped with it, the kind of what was happening with my son, just to give other families, sort of helping hand to get them to understand, how to cope with that sort of thing. Some of the things that I saw at the time, but I didn't understand, only to understand later on that, yes, this was something that had to do with mental health. So most of my time is spent between the two, but then of course, I'm also I'm doing, part-time invigilating, and I'm also doing part-time dinner lady.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes,
So you've got your feet in many different pies then, haven't you?
I do.
Wonderful. Okay. So did you feel like you was going to write a book before the sad passing of your son? Or
Yes,
has that been after?
no, that's really interesting, because I'm a lover of books. I love books. And ever since I was little, I was, reading. I read all the Enid Blyton books, all the way back in Sierra Leone, because I'm from Sierra Leone, and I always had that, thing about writing. My comprehension were always extra. So before anything with my son, I wanted to write a bit about myself, my journey, through life. But when I started writing, I started actually writing about my son, because there were challenges that were going on at the time, and it was meant to be like me kind of journaling, keeping, just thoughts, what was happening,
Yeah.
not knowing that it was going to end up the way it did, and it was going to become a book, which I thought, yeah, I would publish it to help other people. So yeah, so that's how it started. But it started with me, wanting to write about myself, and just put something down on paper.
Wow.
So have you still then written about yourself? Has
I
that
have I have not I have written, but that is not yet published. That is still work in progress.
okay? Okay.
Yes.
So when we're going to get to read that one then?
Oh, I don't know yet. Maybe in another 2 years, because the way I do things, I write, because even like the thing I was writing about my son, I started that way back in 2019, before COVID, and then I never got to publish it until 2022. So with this one, I write and then I leave it, and then I go back to it, and then I look at it, and then I go back. Yeah. So it might be like in another 12 to 18 months before I actually think about publishing it.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So tell us a bit more about the foundation.
Yeah.
And what it is that how do people access that, or tell us a
Yeah.
bit more.
Okay. So we are small. We started off, it was one of those things where I thought, I wanted to do something positive out of something that had been very traumatic. And I realized that in the process of doing that or thinking about that, that really helped me as well. So my first connection was with Chums. I don't know, maybe you might have heard of
Yeah.
Chums.
Yeah.
I got connected with them, and through them I shared what I wanted to do. I had some money which came from Mali's child trust fund, and I didn't just want to just give it out to a charity. I wanted it to go specifically to young people who were suffering with depression, anxiety, and that sort of thing. So when I spoke to them, they really gave me some guidance into how to set up the foundation, also to collaborate with them, doing in funding art therapy, because I realized afterwards that that would have been very beneficial for my son because he was very artistic. But then again, you don't have to have any knowledge or any talent of art to be able to use art as a medium to express
Yeah.
yourself. So we then connected with Chums, and through them we started, funding a young person who needed, another alternative of therapy, not just talking, but being able to express themselves through art. And that then led to me reaching out to the school that Mali went to. I reached out to them. I wanted to find out from them, what their thoughts were, how they support children with that sort of thing. Also, not having the knowledge that sometimes children are masking this. They don't know, they have mental health issue, but the school doesn't know. So through that conversation, I also told them that I'm setting up this foundation and I would like to work with them, to help children. And that's how it started, where they wanted us to collaborate with them. I then got connected with a really good art therapist, a psychotherapist actually, who had her own business. And through them, because myself and us as trustees in Mali's Art Foundation, we don't have that expertise to do the art therapy. So by collaborating with Create and Communicate, Rochelle, she then has a team of art therapists that can do the work in the school. But we are there to collaborate with her, make sure, because there were two things for us. One is about not just giving a standard 6 to 8 sessions. It's about giving that young person as many sessions as they need to be able to get to where they need to get to. The other thing also is about reaching out to young people, young people all the way up to 18. And this is done basically through schools and through organizations. So currently, Mali's Art Foundation work with 2 schools, one in Dunstable, one in Houghton Regis. And then we're now working also with a youth club, a Friday night youth club. Yes, which is attached to a church, the church that I go to, but it also deals with children from the community, so they don't have to go to church to be able to access it. So we started that recently, end of January, where we have reached so far all in all, we've reached over 500 children.
Oh my gosh, wow.
I think also why that number increased, because the first school we started dealing with in Dunstable, the head teacher is really, really, really got a passion for this, for what we're doing. And she wanted that every new entrant into the school, so all the year 7s, had access to the art therapy. So from 2024, we started giving access to all the new year sevens, because again, it's that age where children start, becoming very aware of their peers. They're starting to get into puberty as well. They're very unsure of themselves. They develop anxieties about different things. So it was something that was close to my heart, because I felt that, yes, this would be good, that it's very inclusive. All the children who attended, who start the school, go through the art therapy. And then during that session, the school is also able to identify the ones who probably need something more.
Yeah.
And so then it followed that, after the art therapy workshop, which they all go through, they then identify the ones who need one-to-one and or group therapy, because some children prefer to be like in a small group of 5 or 6, and some prefer to just be on their own. So so we run in both, at this particular school.
That is absolutely brilliant. The fact that you are in 2 schools, but also are accessing youth club, etc. I mean, I'm surprised there's even a youth club, because there's so few left these days. Years ago there was the youth club. Every little area that you lived in had a youth club, and now they are few and far between.
That's right.
That is absolutely brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. So what's your next step then with this, with the foundation? What are you looking at?
We're taking it step by step, because again, it's all about funding, right? It's all about funding. To be able to do what we're doing, we need to get the funding. So at the moment, our funding is coming from 3 different buckets. There are events that we put up. Usually in December we have our annual campaign, which is a walk, an 8-kilometer walk. And there we set up a Just Giving page that, the public, friends and family can make donations. We also reach out to organizations who give grants. And there, sometimes it's a hit and miss, because there's so many charities reaching out, for grants. So it's not all the time that you get the positive answer. But that's where majority of our funding comes from. And then, of course, since last year, we started encouraging, people who maybe just want to give one-off donations to give regular small donations, because that creates sustainability as well. So depending on how we grow in terms of getting funding, honestly, my desire would be like in each school, they have access to this. Every year, every 11-year-old, 12-year-old that's starting, secondary school, go through the workshop, so that, because that early intervention is really important, that the school is able to pick up immediately that, yes, this is somebody that needs, additional help, additional support because of their mental health.
Because I was about to say that it's that kind of age where we've kind of lost this whole thing of letting the kids know that you have to suffer anxiety. It is a natural response. It's how you react to what you're doing. So something like art therapy opens up those kind of conversations, the same as writing things down, poetry or journaling. It's letting them understand everyone feels this. It's how you work through it that causes the problems, and that's what it's kind of we've dropped in schools. And why we then get to crisis situations.
It's spot on.
It's difficult.
You spot on.
So say that again.
I was saying that Shelley is spot on in what she said.
Yeah. Just want to say a quick hello to Dee and to Rita, because they're both with us today. So there's a question. Well, there we go. So do you do any of this online, or is it all face to face in school?
It's all yes, it's all face to face, it's all in schools, or like I said, the youth club. Yeah. It's all
Okay.
it's all physical.
Do you do any private
And
sessions?
is that
Did somebody say if I did private session? No.
Yes.
No. It's all through schools or through a youth club because of how the foundation is set up. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So okay, it's all through school, so you can't self-refer. It sounds really amazing. I like the idea of the early intervention.
Yes. It's really important, because sometimes, as parents, guardians, we don't know exactly what's going on with the young person. They sometimes we just put it down to that they're shy, they're timid, that sort of thing. But there's something sometimes that's going underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So Norma has then said there are so few places for children to go. This is awesome. Because, like I said, there used to be a youth club in every area that you lived in. So now they are few and far between. And I'm a therapist myself, and I also work with children and young people. And there you can, some schools have got access to a therapist. How many schools have access to play therapy? That's few and far between. It is few and far between. And sometimes you need that verbal communication might not be enough for that young person.
Yes.
Whereas play therapy might bring out more, give them more of an opportunity to talk about how they're actually feeling.
Yeah. Some schools as well, because they have been asked to put all this into their curriculum, the teachers are a bit worried about how to do it. So when you get charities and things like this coming in, it actually helps them out, because you've got everything all set up and what you need to do. Thank you very much. Everything's all kind of like set up. I just got another cup of tea, I'm sorry. Everything's all kind of like set up. So where I kind of volunteer with the Ollie Foundation, they're going into like the older age of high schools and universities and giving a similar, like going in and talking to them, and it's then taking the school can tick it off, but it's not them that's doing it. So that people need to understand just how much it is difficult for a school to do it. And unfortunately, it's people like yourself that you've got your reason to do it, that all these charities get set up. Every single charity to do with children's mental health is always because there's a person behind it. There's the reason. There's that child.
Which I think is quite sad in some respects. The fact that it can take something to have happened to somebody like you, your son, for another charity to be put in place. Whereas actually, education-wise, they should be on it already.
That's right.
And it's hard enough within primary schools, secondary schools, and they are trying, because like I said, a lot of the secondary schools have got a counsellor, and a long waiting list to add to that as well. Universities, don't even get me started on universities, because the support that they offer is very minimal. Now I'm putting them all in one umbrella. I'm putting them all, bunching them all together. But there is it's difficult, I think. But over the last 10 years of the work that I've been doing, the amount of people that are young people that I'm talking to who are at uni has kind of exploded, because unis are not I don't think they're doing enough, but that's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion.
You're classed as an adult. You're classed as an adult. That's what the problem is. What the Ollie Foundation did was to put a pack together, because all of a sudden this child is not only living on their own, but they're doing everything their own medically. So they are a little bit stressed. They go to the doctors, they get put on antidepressants, and they're not told clearly what those antidepressants are going to do, which can, while it's working, make you worse before you get better. And they don't understand that. So all of a sudden you've got a child that is now just an adult. Here you go. You've got to work out when you're doing your exam, like all your paperwork and all the other bits and pieces. And that's where it then falls through. If you haven't had it during high school and you're going into college to work towards uni, it's missed if you haven't got that basis.
What I was going to say,
and maybe sorry, Nico, I know you wanted to say something.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to go back to the foundation in the school. What I like about it is the fact that it's independent, and I feel that makes it a safer environment for the youngsters to actually have conversations or to draw or play in a way that might be depicting something that is bothering them, as opposed to just having to go tell a teacher. I mean, a child's not necessarily going to know that a teacher might not be equipped to deal with that. I'm thinking more of the fact that they probably might just not want to. They might feel, I feel that they would feel safer in that type of independent environment.
No, you're absolutely right, because most of the feedback that comes from the children is that they feel heard, they feel like they can open up, they can speak to somebody who is not a teacher, who probably might dismiss them, So it's you really right in what you've just said, because that's most of the feedback that we get.
Yeah. Because I did over 10 years ago now, I worked in 2 schools in Dunstable for over a year, maybe nearly 2 years. But I was self-employed. I was not employed by the school. I was self-employed. And the difference that the kids had, because obviously there's safeguarding and I needed to share some of the safeguarding stuff, but there's also stuff that I didn't need to share because actually it didn't come under the schools. It didn't come under safeguarding. And they felt so much easier to be able to come and talk to somebody who was not employed by the school. But then funding all changed, and those 2 schools their money for a therapist actually came into their budget. So then they had to then have somebody who was employed. So it is a difficult one, and it's getting better, and obviously what you're doing is really good as well. So Norma has just said there's more dangerous to children these days. Having an outlet is essential, because there are more dangers now. There's more things happening now. Let me just see this one. What does that say? If you have an appointment with a school counsellor, they get picked up. Yes, they do. So also where I was sat when I was at school was out of the way. So when they came out of class, if anyone's watching them, they're not necessarily seeing where they're going. And that can be really difficult for young people, because then they do get picked on by others. Where are you going? Why are you leaving? All of that, and it's not easy. It just isn't easy. Hats off to you for what you're doing, because that's absolutely brilliant. So, I
think also that's the beauty of getting all the year 7s into an art therapy workshop, because then the stigma, is taken away, in terms of what it's about. They've all gone through it. And whilst some of them will then go on to have like individual or group, that stigma is taken away, that okay, yes, oh yeah, I know what this is about. Yeah. So that really helps as well. And I'm really glad and grateful that we've had the funding to be able to do that now 2 years running. And we're planning to do that again at the school, you know, come September.
Good. So
You should be able to get some arts funding as well. That's the only thing I thought of. If you should be able to get funding, so if you get funding from the child's mental health pots of money, you've also then got arts funding pots of money as well. So that'd be nice. I'll have a look and send you details.
Okay. That would be good. Thank you,
she'll
Shirley.
have a look. She's hot on these things. So you've got that. Yes. So you're an author and you're a founder of Ali's Art Foundation.
Yeah.
But you've come on here today to tell us about something that's happening on the
15th of April. 15th of April. Yes.
15th of April. Yes. What is it? Yes. Tell us about that.
TedX is coming to Luton. Hey, this is where you all go. Yay! Woo!
Okay, so before you carry on, tell us what that is, because there's going to be people here that doesn't know what a TEDx is. So what is that?
So TEDx is a global organization that gives people the opportunity to talk about a topic which is very close to their heart. They do the global stage one, which is called the TED Talk, and then they do the more local community-based one, which is called the TEDx. So for the first time in Luton, we're gonna have this on the 15th of April, and we have 10 fantastic speakers, which of course you know one of them, D. D is going to be speaking there. And I'm expecting you all to go, ha, yeah.
It is. I think it's amazing that it's coming to Luton. It's absolutely, and the fact that our very own Dee Bailey is going to be there is wonderful. That is brilliant.
Yes, with a fantastic talk that she's gonna share. So there's 10 speakers, all varied topics. You know, the amazing thing for me is that each and every one of them have something different to bring to the table. So I would say you're gonna be fed, with different topics. Your eyes are gonna be opened on different things, different aspects. And I am the host.
Oh, nice.
I am the host. I am the one who is gonna be ushering everyone, guiding everyone through the day. So so I'm really excited about that, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, so this is a little bit of an insight of what you might need to do on the day. Okay, make sure Dee has a big timer. She needs a timer because if she can't, because otherwise she's going to go on and on and on. She needs a timer. You've got to rein her in a little bit. Get an egg timer or
she's been doing fantastic in rehearsal. So I would say that really? she's got that nailed down. She's got that nailed down.
You wait and see. You wait and see when it's her turn. But that is absolutely brilliant. So how do people get to come and watch?
So there are tickets, and you got to be really quick because the tickets are going fast. There are tickets which are available on Eventbrite. You can just search for TedX Luton and it would come up and you can get your tickets there. It's also, there are links also available on the TedX Luton Instagram page. So you can also access it from there. But yes, it's the first, you want to be part of making history. because it's the first time TEDx is coming, so that you can, years later, you can say, yes, I was there on that first occasion when TEDx came to Luton. So you don't want to miss it.
Wow. And whereabouts?
I'm a little bit like, where did Norma? Sorry?
No, I was asking whereabouts in Luton
Say
it is.
Oh, it's at the Luton
It's at
Library
Luton Library.
Theatre.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So you can't miss
it's
it.
at the Luton Library Theatre.
Yeah.
On the 15th of April.
Yes.
And you can, as you said, you can get your tickets via Eventbrite. Go on and have a look. So what time does it start?
Doors open at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we start promptly at 1 o'clock.
Okay. And what time does it finish?
It finishes at 5.
Oh, okay.
So
you're going to fit 10 people into
yes.
4 hours.
Into 4 hours, as well as there are performances as well. So we have a poet and we have a singer. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
And also there are goodie bags.
Oh.
We
like a goodie bag.
Yes.
You like a goodie bag.
with some lovely surprises.
We like a goodie bag, especially if it's got a pen in it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you get more than a pen.
A pen and a pad.
So can I just ask you, obviously you're hosting this one, do you support other TEDx talks? Do you go around or have you been recruited specifically for Luton?
No, well, I'm basically hosting this one, but I have visited other TEDx. I went to the TEDx St. Albans, which was fabulous. I think that's the third TEDx St. Albans, and it was really, they've grown from strength to strength. So we want this one to be, fabulous, so that next time, everybody knows about it, because most people don't know about TEDx. Most people don't know what it's all about. So we want this one to start with a bang, and then next year we can see what goes on. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see a full house. So get your tickets. Yeah. We want to be completely sold out.
Yeah, of course. So Norma has said she would love to do a TEDx talk. I am also going to jump on that one as well. I think I would love to do a TEDx talk.
Would you?
And maybe the next one that comes to Luton.
Yes, definitely.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Norma is up north. So when you go up north, maybe one up there. Okay, so why TEDx? Why are you hosting? Why do you want to get involved in that?
Why? This is a question that somebody asked me recently, and I'm saying, why not? This is history in the making. Yes, why not?
I like that.
Luton has had really bad reps, bad, publicity of, things that are negative. And this is an opportunity for us who are in Luton, but then again, for people who are out of Luton, to hear that we got some really talented people within our midst. We got some people who are doing exceptionally good things, but they don't get to hear about that. So the fact that what's going to be done on the 15th is going to be put on YouTube, on the TEDx, platform later on for the whole world to see. And I think with that step, we're going to start changing, some of the views that people have about Luton. So why shouldn't I get involved in something like that? Come on.
Exactly. Why? Exactly. As Norma said, why not indeed get your word out and show how wonderful you all are?
Yeah, definitely.
People who watch this, and these ladies here know Luton is my town. Don't believe all the crap that they say about it.
Exactly.
But actually, bringing stuff like this is really important. It's really
Yes.
important. Like I said, getting that word out there for people to actually get involved, I think is wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
So, Shelley and Nike, would you do one? Would you, if you was given the opportunity, would you jump on that?
I don't know about jump on it, but I probably would. I would.
I think I would.
Shelley?
Yeah. I think
I'm
I
sure
would.
you can all do it.
Yeah, because I think when you've got like a story in you that you want to get out there, then yeah, definitely. When you know that there's something that, like, learn from what I've done, what I do, and yeah, that's the whole thing about the TEDx. It's the storytelling. Yeah.
Yes.
Have we got any youngsters on there?
As part of the 10.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
I've did a few TED Talks and TEDx Talks with young people on there, and I'm always like, look at them. I love it.
Because ultimately they have a story as well. They have something to say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's about just giving them that opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah. And then hopefully in a year or two there would be a youth one. So where you're talking about really youngsters. Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Excellent.
So
this is brilliant.
the start. This is the start of many things coming. Yeah. But I would love to see the next one that the three of you are gonna be, speakers there. That would be fantastic.
As Simply D's, as an organization, and the events that we do, we always reach out for young people to get involved. Always, whether we're doing International Women's Day, International Men's Day, any of the events that we do, we always try and make sure we have got young people that are sharing their story. And then 3 years ago, maybe, I think it was about 3 years ago, my daughter, in conjunction with Simply D's, actually did a youth day at the Hat Factory, which was all just young people.
Fantastic.
Put together by young people, the whole lot. Yes. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
We've got to give them that platform.
Yes. I totally agree. We need to.
Yeah, it's all about letting them, their own voices need to be heard, in as much as people make changes and they don't actually then understand how it comes from them. You can only think about what you was like as a child, but if you're thinking about that, my age back then, things like bullying, it's completely different back then as to it is now. Their voices need to be heard and how they feel, in conjunction with how things change and how you do things. It's learning from them and them learning from us.
Correct. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Because we've lost the community. We've lost that community now. It's very few and far between that you actually have a community where you're friends with someone younger than you and someone older than you, or if you're in your aunties and uncles kind of situation. You don't get that so much anymore. It's not. We've lost that community feeling of just
No. Yeah. So it's about bringing all of that back again where possible, and making sure that support is there for young people, which is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is what you're doing, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So we are going to wrap up. What would you like to say just before we finish?
I would like to say two things. If you haven't got your tickets for TEDx, then please get it, because you want to be part of the history making, right? You don't want to be saying, oh no, I wasn't there. No, you want to be saying I was there. So so make sure you get your tickets. And then the other thing also, I would like to plug that Marley's Foundation is having a dinner and dance on the 30th of May. It's a fundraising event. We are celebrating our 5 years anniversary. So again, if you want to go to that, there are tickets available on Eventbrite, or you can get tickets directly through me.
Where are you having that?
Venue 360.
Okay.
So
Have you got
it's
a
local.
flyer?
Okay.
Have you got a flyer
local.
for it?
Yes.
I'll find it and share it later.
Have you got a flyer?
Why have we now got a helicopter?
I can send a flyer to
The helicopter. Yeah, send the flyer to D. Send the flyer to D, and then we'll then share that in amongst our groups, but also on our Facebook page and that as well. So people can then, get the information. So Norma says, good luck with the TEDx, and thanks us all for today. So before Shelley gets taken away by that helicopter that is going around and around above her, looking and wondering what this person from Luton is doing in Weymouth, before they take her away, we've real talk next week, Shelley.
I think there is meant to be, yes. She hasn't. I think there's meant to be, but she hasn't said anything. But we did miss one, so yeah, I'm presuming there is one that's coming up. Yeah.
And also, our community Zoom should be next week as well, because that's the second.
But yeah, that falls at the same time. Yeah, yeah.
But we'll let you all know about that next week. So we will be back at the same time next week. Watch this space to see where Shelley's going to be next week. Because who knows? Maybe in Commerce.
The Reverend Porter.
That'd be nice.
Too hot for you?
Oh no, it's feeling quite nice just here now. The sun's come out, really, really come out. See, look, blue sky.
Lovely.
See, now she's going to get an ice cream. That is not fair.
Now I'll get an ice cream, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going on this thing here though. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see it. So, it's got one of them spinning roundabouts where you're in the chains.
So you sit in the chair and then it just goes wider and wider, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not getting on that. Not getting on that.
I'll get on the donkeys.
That's one way it goes out there like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hold bags. I'll hold bags. That's cool.
I'll go hug the donkey. It's fine.
TEDx is on the 15th of April at the Luton Library Theatre. Get your tickets on Instagram. It's the first one. So it's history making. It's the first one in Luton. So you need to get down there because it just sounds like it's going to be absolutely wonderful. And obviously our very own Dee Bailey is going to be there. So we will see you all again next week. Don't disappear, Majendi. Don't disappear. We will see you all next week at the same time. So have a lovely Easter for everybody, whatever you're doing. And whatever chocolate you're eating, enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Chocolates.
See you next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.